An activist has instructed us to go to court to stop the ongoing interviewing position by the JSC over the position. The reasons are that when the position was advertised, the advert provided what the basic requirements for shortlisting and for one to appear for the interview are. Among the grounds, among the conditions that were put is that each candidate, applicant, to provide a wealth declaration of both for him or herself, the applicant, and the spouse. Those conditions are anchored in Article 6 of the Constitution and Article 10 of the Constitution that provide transparency, accountability on how much properties and sources of those properties are. Surprisingly, 5 of those who have been interviewed have admitted on national television that they never filed the forms, the wealth declaration forms for their spouses. So the question is, how did they qualify to be shortlisted for the interview? Remember, some of the people being interviewed are judges. They have failed to disclose the wealth of their children. They have failed to disclose the wealth of their spouses. Our instructions from our client are that there is a serious mischief to circumvent the rule of law, just to favor sitting state officers. Why are they being selectively allowed to appear for interviews when they have not complied with the law? We know very well everybody who has been arrested for corruption charges in this country, they always look for the monies in the accounts of their spouses, in the accounts of their children. Governor Obado's case is one of them. And all those accounts have been frozen. But for the judges, those sitting for the interviews, selectively the JSC has allowed them to appear. That is one ground called that their applications are not responsive, therefore they were not qualified to be shortlisted for the interview. Out put in court that the citizens have a right to know the scorecard. We need to know how they fare. Every media house has aired the interview live. Kenyans have their own scorecard. They need to compare the scorecard from what they have seen on media and what the commissioners are going to award. This is the only way the JSC can open up and be transparent. This is a very critical issue that needs to be addressed, and that is a very critical. The third ground we are moving to stop the elections, the continuation of the JSC interview is third. Who is the current chair of the interviews? One, Professor Olive Mugenda has sat as the chair. The law and the Constitution is very clear. In Article 256, it's clear that the JSC shall be chaired, the committee shall be chaired by the Chief Justice. In the absence of the Chief Justice, Article 170, Article 259, 3B. Article 259, 3B of the Constitution says anybody who is vested with the powers to act substantively in a position where the holder has died or the holder is no longer able to sit shall chair. So by law, under Article 259, 7C, 3B, only Justice, Deputy Chief Justice, the acting Chief Justice, Mwilu, can sit? How did Professor Olive Mugenda, under which provisions of the law, under which provisions of the Constitution does she sit? It is nowhere. JSCs are creature of the Constitution. It cannot maneuver and agree within themselves politically that you chair, you do this. The law is settled. And that is a constitutional provision. It is not a statutory provision. Based on those three grounds, our instructions from our client is that we move to court, which we have moved to court, to stop the recruitment, to save the taxpayers' money, so that the process, a serious conflict of interest. That is why we are saying serious legal and practice rule issues need to be addressed before this matter moves further. That is a serious anomaly. One candidate has said the deputy CJ should recuse herself. The decision that she is not going to recuse herself is given some hours before he's being interviewed. What is his recourse? Can he go to court? Why didn't that decision get served on that applicant who applied for recusal early enough for him to have an avenue for recourse? Those are issues, although I have not raised it in the petition, but my instructions are very clear on why we want the JSC to stop the interviews.